If I was Merab, this is the promo I would have cut on Sean O'Malley after the fight. I just proved, son, without a shadow of a doubt, you ain't got what it takes anymore. You sit there and you quit smoking weed and jaying the pain, and it didn't get you anywhere. Talk about winning your title. Talk about UFC 316. Merab 316 says I just choked your ass. And that's the bottom line, because Merab Dvalishvili said so. I'm Jeff McCrum. I watch MMA sometimes. UFC 316 from Newark, New Jersey is in the books. Merab the Machine Dvalishvili defeats Sugar Sean O'Malley by third round submission. A dominant display that proved without a shadow of a doubt he is by far the best bantamweight in the UFC. Fighting Merab is the ultimate pressure cooker. It feels like unless you can somehow get him out of there early, he is going to put you through 25 minutes, or maybe less in Saturday night's case, of hell. Sean looked like he was locked in. No hair color, making a weird pivot to sincere MAGA patriotism by coming out to proud to be an American. And he had some success in the fight, but ultimately Merab caught O'Malley with his variation of a north-south choke in the third round and made him go back to the drawing board. It's refreshing that Merab wants to stay at 135 pounds to continue to defend his title. Ever since Conor won 2 titles, it seems like most fighters don't want to go through all of the challengers in their division. They just want to take whatever lucrative fights they can or move up and down in weight. Guys like GSP, Anderson Silva, and John Jones proved their greatness by completely cleaning their divisions out, even if it meant taking on challengers most people thought they would beat. Some people think that's boring. I think it's refreshing. Corey Sandhagen is likely next for Merab. He's earned it after getting wins over guys like Davison Figueiredo, Rob Font, Song Yadong, and Chito Vera, and he provides an interesting stylistic challenge being such a well-rounded fighter, even though Merab will be heavily favored. As for O'Malley, who knows what's next? Move up to featherweight? A fight with a legend like Henry Cejudo? Whatever it is, surely he'll make another interesting pivot, and the whole MMA world will be watching. In the co-main event, Kayla Harrison dominated Julianna Pena to take her UFC Bantamweight Championship, exactly like I called it, with a second-round submission. With that kimura, Harrison is now a champion 3 fights into her UFC tenure and was immediately challenged by the former champ, Amanda Nunes, who is coming out of retirement. I was talking earlier about champions who cleared out their divisions. Nunes is the most recent example of that, and she did it in 2 divisions, women's bantamweight and women's featherweight. In many people's eyes, she retired because there was a lack of competition in the UFC. Well, now that Harrison's in the UFC and has the crown, the female GOAT has a huge name and a huge talent to test herself against. Many wonder if Kayla Harrison can fight at 135 much longer, considering how tough that weight cut is for her. She looked outstanding on fight night, but she looked rough on the scale on Friday. I'm not sure she'll want to keep making the cut for fights that'll mean less than the Pena fight and the upcoming Nunes fight. You. Yeah. You. Hey. What's up? Do you like this? Do you want to subscribe? Do you want to leave a comment? Look, I'm sorry in the last video I made that comment about fish hooking your opponent in the butt. That was really inappropriate. The correct term is checking the oil. Leave a comment on what UFC fighter you think is most likely to check his opponent's oil. Thank you. Moving on to the rest of the main card, Joe Pyfer won a tight decision over Kelvin Gastelum in a fight where he lost steam as the fight went on. It was a very middleweight type of fight, but Pyfer's still only 28, and if he can improve his game, he'll probably be in the top 15 for years to come. Mario Bautista beat Patchy Mix by decision in a bantamweight bout that was super disappointing. I don't know what was going on with Patchy Mix. I've watched this man destroy fools in Bellator, and I know all the UFC nut huggers will say, that's what happens when you go to the big show. But there had to be something going on with him. He did not look like himself at all. Props to Bautista for coming in with a good game plan and fighting his ass off, but this felt more like Mix being off than Bautista having an amazing performance. In the main card opener, Kevin Holland choked out Vicente Luque. People are arguing over whether it was a Bravo choke or an Anaconda choke. I'm not a technical expert, so I'll stay out of that, but whatever it was damn impressive. Holland at welterweight is such a tough out. I'll watch him fight anyone in the top 15. And now let's talk about the prelims. Flyweight prospect Joshua Van torched Bruno Silva with his strikes and finished him in the third round. And news just broke today that he's going to fight former title challenger Brandon Royval at UFC 317 in a few weeks. I will be seated for that one. Undefeated light heavyweight Azamat Murzakanov did what was expected and dispatched Brenson Hibero by TKO in the first round. Hopefully he can stay healthy and fight a top contender soon. Salsa Boy Valdo Cortez Acosta beat the polar bear Sergey Spivak, at least according to the judges. Most people watching the fight and scoring it online had it for Spivak. With the win, Waldo will probably get a 5-round Apex main event against the top 10 heavyweight. Joy. Andreas Gustafsson roughed up Chaos Williams in an impressive UFC debut against a tested veteran. Just don't ask too many questions about his tattoos. Wang Kong, not going to sing the song this time, and her name is actually pronounced Wang Song, so that's my bad. She put together her most well-rounded UFC performance to date against the 7 pounds overweight Ariane De Silva. Ju Sang Yu called himself Zombie Jr., then proceeded to make Jekka Sergi absolutely faceplant in 28 seconds. Well done. Quillen Salkild looked good in the first 2 rounds against Yanal Ashmouz, then lost the third. But with his frame and athleticism, he looks like he has tons of potential. Markel Medeiros did some horrible, evil things to the leg of Mark the Shark Chowinski. Medeiros also looks like a prospect who could do some things in the lightweight division. Overall, I was 10-3 with my overall picks for the fights this weekend. Hopefully, I can keep that pace up for UFC Atlanta. I will be releasing my UFC Atlanta preview later this week. Until next time, I'm Jeff McCrum. I watch MMA sometimes. Peace.